and welcome back to another episode of Happenings on the Hill. Today we will be celebrating 420, and we'll just be doing that the whole time. So let's start it off. How are you guys celebrating the day?
Well, I'm gonna let y'all go first on that one.
Okay. Me personally, I'm not doing any drugs, so I'm just gonna sit here and do homework and eat some good food. How are y'all celebrating 420?
Similar.
Go ahead.
So similar to you, Erica. Well, I'm in the same boat as you. Athlete, do not do drugs, marijuana, stuff like that. But if anyone wants to celebrate and do that, go ahead. More power to you. So if that's how you, if that's your thing, then do your thing. And as long as it doesn't hurt anybody and makes everybody comfortable, safe, then go right at it. That's my thing.
Well, I don't do drugs myself, but I do participate in the art
festivities.
the festivities of the art, because it's natural, it's put on there. So what I'm saying, I kind of started off. I'm not in there right now. I'm pretty chill right now. But I will say, shout out to everybody, happy 420. It's a good day for us. I will say, after this, I'm definitely going on detox. I was supposed to detox after Springfest, but that didn't happen. So yeah.
Drew?
Yeah, see, me personally, I guess you could say I don't partake in the devil's lettuce. I could say that. I'm a straight shooter. So all for everybody else that be doing that, be safe, have fun. I don't know if y'all smoking on that good, like out like back home, but like Erica know. But
right.
Yeah. I mean, good luck with what y'all got. That's all I gotta say. Happy 420.
Yeah.
Turn up.
First of all, don't do that. Don't say y'all. Look, say good luck with what PV got.
Okay, I'll say this. What PV has, I don't know about Dallas. I don't know about Houston. What I do know is certified in California. We good. We straight.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm not even gonna argue with you.
Yeah. So
it's like when you like Cali. Well, let me see how I can say this. So like for me, I live in Cali, we actually grow it in our backyard as well, but we don't grow it to smoke it. We grow it for oils, like certain oils to heal certain parts of your body that sore, hurts, or, in pain. But we have lots of other stores where you can purchase marijuana. Versus Texas, I'm not sure where y'all get marijuana from. So it's like when it's Texas versus Cali marijuana, it's like, what are y'all smoking for real?
So I only recently looked this up, but in Texas, only thing that is legal is medical marijuana, medical cannabis. Any other thing is no. So Texas is one of the states that if you do marijuana, you're basically going straight to jail. It's illegal in Texas. It's also not decriminalized, and the only aspect of it that is legal is a medical. And I think you said something about the oils. It said something on there about CBD oil or something only. So that's where Texas stands. Whereas California like one of the first states. I feel like California is probably one of the first states to basically let everything run free with marijuana. Am I wrong on that?
One of the first ones? No.
Really?
Um,
But California's so liberal.
I don't think
Definitely
California was
not
one of the first. Yeah, I don't think California was one of the first ones when you compare it to like
you know how
Colorado.
long, you know how many people went to jail over weed back
Yeah.
home? That's not, I mean, it's good now, but back before, especially when Camilla Harris was in that position, but
Mhm.
we ain't gonna get into
Yeah,
all that.
she's put a few. Yeah, you know what? Let me keep my mouth closed. Another subject for another
Yeah,
time.
that's
'Cause
for
we can
another
get
I'm trying
into
to I'm
time.
that.
trying to connect the
Yeah,
dots.
we can
We
get
ain't
into
gonna talk
that.
about that. That's for another time. But
Hey,
a lot of brothers in
but
got
shout out to New
a
York
deal
because
for
they
that.
just made it legal. So shout out to New York over there.
You know, I went to New York this past year, and I was wondering if it was legal or not. And I don't believe it was legal when I went, but it's crazy because they're like when I'm walking down New York City and Times Square, they're on the streets like, we got this, we got this. Like it's normal. They're just on the street selling weed
You know
like
what's funny
it's
about
some
that?
food or something.
You know what's funny about that? I agree because I go up there a lot. You know, my family's from up there, so I usually
Mhm.
before the pandemic I go up there a lot. And like you said, it wasn't legal, but they do be on the streets. Like say you go to Brooklyn, even man, especially in Manhattan, they'll have like trucks
Yes.
of like the edible lollipops, man. It be like mad stuff
Mhm.
in there, and I'd be like, yo, like y'all actually get away with that stuff.
Right. Like they don't even care in New York whether it was legal or not. They're gonna do what they want to do.
Man,
Yeah,
so
and we just got a comment from one of our viewers that says that the cities in California are liberal versus the rest of California incredibly conservative. I had no idea. I honestly thought that
That's true.
California, I thought California as like a whole was just incredibly
And
liberal
what
as a suit. I thought it
they
was like
was
a blue
during the
state.
whole Trump thing, I already know in Huntington Beach during the whole Trump situation, like I remember me and my homeboy was down there because like we were just going to the beach and see how it was, and they had one side was a Black Lives Matter and another side was all Trump supporters. And so we walking past the Trump supporters and they, well, you know, Trump's done everything great for black people, and we sitting there like, bro, I don't want to hear all that. I'm trying to go to the beach, bro. I'm trying to enjoy myself. Y'all, I'm not political like that, but that's just doing too much. So it's like,
but I think it's more of like especially when it comes to legalization and stuff like that. I think it's more less political, but more about money. Because I feel you on that stuff. Like more Republicans is more conservative. But I'm be real. That time, what was it? It was last summer, and they had that rally on the water in Thailand and stuff like that. Now I went not for the rally. I just went to jet ski. I didn't even know they was doing all that. But when I tell you they was all big gassed out there, and they big Trump supporters. So I think I definitely think it's more about money because if they was trying to find a way to monetize it, it would have been legal already. So, and I think that's an across the board thing. I don't think we could just blame it, on like Republicans or if you're more conservative stuff. Because trust me, if they wanted it in, Democrat or the what you call it, liberals could have been done got that in.
So why do you feel Texas has not yet legalized marijuana?
Because of money.
Yep. It's got to. I definitely feel as if it's got to be sort of like, I think because you put it earlier in our chat about how 61% of Texans support legalizing marijuana, and so you have anything like that's over 50% of support. It's kind of like, why haven't we done this already? And I really do think that pretty much it's just people have like other interests sort of backing them, and the reason why they don't want to support this. Like you got 61% of voters saying, "Hey, let's get this done," and then you have Republicans in office that are saying it's this, it's that. As far as I know, marijuana is probably one of like the least harmful drugs out there. We I think it's honestly just sort of to protect other interests from other sort of companies out there that don't want something new, something exciting out there for consumers who just like, hey, I want this. This is something that's pretty good. I think it's kind of just controlling the market and making sure that something doesn't like just pop up and take all their consumers, because I really do think that it's sort of like a sort of like people are controlling these politicians, like it's basically all down to money. It really is. It's got to be.
So, how long do you guys think it's going to take for Texas to legalize marijuana?
I honestly don't know, but I think that we can answer that question, if we go to commercial break. So we'll answer that question and more coming up after the break.
Traditions are not made overnight. They are created through a legacy of excellence and a commitment to something much greater. For more than 135 years, Prairie View A&M University has provided students with a strong academic foundation, a unique college experience, and the opportunity to make their mark on the world. This is a place where friendships are formed, discoveries are made, and dreams are realized. This is Prairie View A&M University. Our tradition, your opportunity.
COVID-19 has changed how we express our faith and gather to worship.
We all want to get back to how we pray,
How we congregate, how we lift our voices in praise. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to spreading the word without spreading concern.
Before we can safely come together, we need the facts.
As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it?
Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's okay to have questions. Now get the facts. Learn more at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
And we are back to Happenings on the Hill. So, Erica, you asked me a question before we went to break. What was that question?
I asked how long do you guys think it'll take for Texas to legalize marijuana?
Never.
Why do you say never?
Man, Texas too conservative. You put them power in weed, they gonna make some way to make money off that. And if they can't make money off of it, that's gonna be an issue. And it's already like people try to get away with it already in certain areas, and they already got issues with it. Like even if they do that, it's gonna be a while before Texas even legalizes marijuana. So
Yeah, I don't personally think that Texas on its own is gonna legalize it. I think it's gonna be a thing like where the whole country gonna legalize it. So then Texas don't have a choice. You gotta be.
Okay. I like that answer. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna happen nationwide before it even is statewide. And I'm also wonder if certain cities, can legalize it even, while the state doesn't legalize it. So could there end up being a situation where Austin ends up legalizing marijuana, at least, for the city, whereas, Texas is overall like, no. Like, I wonder if that could be like a certain situation because, Austin strikes me as a place where they would definitely want to legalize marijuana, even though Texas is against it. So I'm wondering if that's a thing.
That too. I feel like if they would do something like that, I feel like Tyler would be another place. Cause, and again, I'm not no snitch because again, it's not legal now. But they be doing big business out there. Be having low key, be having their own farms, and the people, and even the higher ups, they know because ain't no way your business be that big in a certain city. And you mean to tell me those people in the higher powers don't know? They know. So, but you also got to think about who's running it. It's not ran by us black people. It's ran by the white folks. So of course they're not gonna care what they got going on. And since Tyler is more of a rural white area, they not gonna snitch on their own kind. So it's something like that.
that's true. That's most definitely true. White people always they watch out for each other, but they don't watch out for each other. They kind of twisted. I ain't even gonna lie, but we ain't go. This is about marijuana. We ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother history topic conversation to have. I don't think they're ready for that.
We might need to roast something up to have that discussion.
Yeah, what?
Oh yeah.
No.
So, okay. So let's get into college-wise. So 420 on college campus. In particular, our college campus. What do y'all think is about to go down at Prairie View on 420?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Realistically,
I haven't seen anything.
Well, realistically, it shouldn't be anything because we're still in COVID. However, for some of us, this is a national holiday, so we finna have the sessions going and stuff like that. It's gonna be big. I'm not gonna say where. I'm not going because that the ops be watching and they be quick to pull up if they think that you're doing.
They hear.
Right.
Yeah. They walk around, they hear music, they knocking on the door. Excuse me, it's too loud. Wait a minute, I smell something.
Like they be on it quick. But definitely, and you really be surprised, even with everything COVID and stuff going on, they've been having these big old sessions going on and stuff like that. So I don't think anything's going to change this year. I think it's just going to be, I guess you could say, a little bit more discreet because you don't want the outside people to think
right.
Yes, behind
what the
closed
big deal
doors.
about weed is. What's the big deal about marijuana? I'm gonna quote my favorite character, Smokey from Friday. God put this here for me and for you, so you might as well enjoy it. What's wrong with it? You don't do nothing. It just help you out. Like, what you mean? Like,
for real. And I'm gonna be real with you, especially when it comes to college and doing the work. When I tell you that gas, it really did help me. Like I passed Mandarin 2 years with A's, straight A's, and every time I was in that class, guess what I was? Gone. And I was sucking that stuff in. That stuff was hard, but I was sucking that stuff in. And I'm not saying I couldn't do that sober, but I will say for certain people, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna generalize. But for a lot of us, it does help us out. Retain stuff, makes us a little bit more creative. It helps us be able to process stuff a little better, or a little not better.
To work with anxiety.
I do.
For a lot.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Go ahead. That anxiety ain't no joke. And that weed calm you down, boy. That's real talk.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely college.
Oh yeah. I would say, like, speaking from like home, like my grandma be high all the time. Not gonna lie. Yeah, we in Cali.
That just doesn't feel right. I think of grandparents, as the people that you're supposed to look up, and they don't do anything crazy. But
if you think about it, we're grown. Our grandparents did their job already.
Yes, they had their fun and then they moved on. Ain't no
moving on.
You got to think about that you just said though.
Yeah, but my grandma, she's high all the time, but she's high for a reason. She gets high to relieve her pains, her aches and pains. Like she had a knee replacement. It feels better when she's high. She don't feel it when she's high. But there's so many ways to get high. She doesn't necessarily smoke weed. She doesn't necessarily puff and pass, hit the blunt or nothing. She eats so many edibles all the time.
Oh my goodness.
And you can make tea and stuff like that and everything. Like you don't have to just have a blunt.
Yeah, you can do a lot.
That's what I want to start doing because eventually, when I get a certain age, I'm not trying to be inhaling smoke all the time. So I do want to learn how to make the tea and stuff like that. I drink tea every morning, every night. So hey, like that ain't early.
Of course, there's a tea edible, of course.
Yeah, my aunt, she has lupus, and she asks us. I don't think I should be saying this online, but it's okay. They don't know who she is. But we, so basically, she actually lives up in San Antonio, and she has lupus, and it gets really bad during certain times of the year, and she'll send us like $500 or so to go to the stores and get so much weed, so much edibles, because it just helps her feel better with her lupus.
I will say this. I will say for happenings on the hill with all these people, the freshmen, whatever, everybody on campus, watch out for the weed that you smoke, because I ain't gonna cap. There's been stories of people lacing their weed up. Or something is not right. It's not the same. It's not the same weed. It's not even weed. So
especially
just be careful.
Yeah, especially during 420, everybody's gonna try to sell it to you because
And I'm
Yeah, be
everyone's
careful.
fiending. Everyone's fiending for the weed for 420. Everybody wants to get high for 420, so you just can't be buying from everyone. My biggest advice is stick with. Not saying they probably won't lace up either, but if you are a weed smoker and you buy weed from a particular person, that stick with that person. Stick with your regular person, your regular plug per se.
right.
Yeah,
And
and
even
when
some people you don't know, because I could like, I mean, of course I've heard other stories. Even if you look at DMX, his mentor put coke in his blunt and stuff like that. You never
Yeah,
know. But like,
he said that was like his brother.
right. But speaking for me, like I remember even one time, I probably my stuff was laced. Because I remember one time I was smoking with my homegirl. We had bought for some plug we never went to before. And I remember we was watching The Conjuring and stuff like that. And I'm not scared of scary movies, so I know it wasn't a thing. But when I tell you after we did that, I had a twitch for like a couple of months, and I'm not even joking. Now you know the common sense. You should be like, well, maybe you should stop and evaluate. I didn't do that, but I could honestly say I didn't have that twitch till after. And it wasn't like nothing bad, but it'll just be like something slight. Like sometimes, like I can't just like sit still, and it didn't happen till after I had smoke from that one plug that we didn't even know. So I will say definitely be careful about who you buy from. Um, Everything's not safe. You can't smoke with everybody because the stuff that they smoke, you definitely probably don't know. Again, people be out here just be putting coke and stuff in and lean in their blunts, and that's just regular for them. But if it's not for you, that's not for you. And especially if you've never done that, you're gonna trip. So definitely be vigilant on that.
yeah, and with that, we'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Even though there is so much against us,
You will see me choose to protect myself and my community from the coronavirus by wearing a face covering.
Because it's going to take all of us thinking about one another.
And even with my face covered, you will see me.
You will see me as a mother, a wife, a friend.
As an athlete who gave everything to the game I love.
As a father, leading by example.
As a sister.
An entertainer.
As a champion for my people.
You will see me finding a light in a dark time.
To unlock our creativity and push our craft.
You will see me demanding the space to tell the stories that matter.
As a man who knows that tough times don't last, but tough people do.
join us in wearing a face covering to help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Because covering your face is one small act of kindness that has the power to bring us together.
And we are back. So, what do you guys want to talk about now for 420?
So, like, okay, so it's obviously it's clear me and Drew, you know, we about that life. So have
I'm
y'all
not about
smoked,
that life.
Y'all smoked before, or
No, I have zero experience with any drugs, alcohol, or anything like that. I'm the person that went to college, never has experienced college. Let's just put it like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I have. Okay, let me put it this way. Yes, I do, but not when I'm in season. So like when I'm in season, like I'll say it's more like, for me, it's more like oh, we're going out, let's have fun. Or summertime type stuff, like, you know, because I'm from Cali, I'll be back home. My family does it, we grow it. We're married into a Jamaican family, so it's real. Like, we go to Jamaica every year. That's what's up. That's what we do. That's what's up. So, but
I definitely think Worthington, you should definitely try it one time. Maybe
of course. Just no,
you know,
no.
anxiety. We talked about anxiety.
Here's the thing. I try to deal with my anxiety. You know, I there was one time last semester, there was a class that I was definitely struggling in. I ended up, failing that class, and I just remember being up at like 6 a.m., just like freaking out, being all anxious, and thinking, okay, what am I gonna do about this particular class, because I'm on scholarship. And so I basically have to pass all my classes and do that. And so that was one time where it was just like I was just, freaking out. So maybe that was a time, oh, I could have taken the weed, marijuana, or things like that. But the thing with me is that I kind of, at least for right now, don't necessarily like, even wanting to think about that, just because I kind of think that once, if I ever started doing that, it's kind of like that could become a habit. I know that it's not necessarily how it would go all the time, but I don't want to make a habit out of something. It could be one time, just like poof, the devil's lettuce, but I don't want to make it a habit. So at least for right now, I'm good with not doing any. I'm not about that life. I don't think that's me. I
I would
think
say
some.
I would say marijuana has a different effect on everyone, on certain people. Like Andre, for example, you said you were in your Mandarin class and it helped you concentrate. For me, if I get high, if I start smoking, I'm going to sleep. It's over. The bed, I'm dozing off. I'm asleep. I feel like there's a certain like tolerance level. Like now, like back then, I would fall asleep for sure. Now I still get tired, but I'm more awake because I've done it more. So I feel like the more you keep doing it, the more it starts taking a toll on your body, and you start certain things. Start, things start to get different. Like you can concentrate more while smoking. I can't concentrate at all while being high. It's for me, being high is like being drunk.
Right.
Just tired.
And
Versus
I feel you on that, and I think it has to
yeah.
do with intention too. Like, I don't have the luxury to and go to sleep like and bring it back to PV. PV taught me you don't have that time to go to sleep because you still got to do your schoolwork. You still got to get, especially
Right.
for me where I was in band and stuff like that. So that takes up a lot of time. You don't have time to just sit there and be just gone and let me doze off. You need to be doing that, do what you got to do, and be able to do your work, get your assignments in time, and make it happen. It's those people who feel like, okay, I'm gonna just do this and then go to sleep and don't get their stuff done. Those are the ones who don't last. Those are the ones who's not here, and they gone and they doing other things. So if your intentions is just to chill and I'm just gonna just be on a little different zone, a little different wavelength, and then knock out, that's what's gonna happen. But if you're telling yourself internally that I'm finna get this, I'm finna make stuff happen, I'm finna get this work done, or I'm finna be productive in some way, then that's what's gonna happen.
Right. I feel it. I feel that. Yes.
I wish I could tell myself that. I think there's one show where I saw something like marijuana use, and it was kind of just like, if you tell yourself you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, and that seemed pretty cool. I mean, if there was some sort of secret formula to just tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this, and you do this, but you're not even thinking about doing it, and it's just automatic. I'd love that, but if it has to come through things like that, I don't think it's for me. Maybe one day it will be, but for right now, no. But if it works for you guys, hey, I'm all for decriminalizing, legalizing marijuana and like basically nationwide. But for me, that's sort of different. But y'all can definitely have it all single day, every day. Y'all can have that.
Wait, so Drew, do you smoke weed?
Me? Nah, I don't know what that is. I know the smell of it.
Wait, hold on. Okay, so how would you compare Cali's weed and Texas weed?
Smell? I ain't gonna lie.
Not Texas weed.
Okay, well, PV weed. But from the smell of it, PV ain't hitting like California. I don't partake in the hitting. I don't know what it's like. But for those that do, I will say they recommend back home than PV. That's just my opinion. I don't know about Dallas or Houston or whatever they got going on, but I know PV wise, it's yeah.
I'm still choosing Cali regardless. I don't care.
All right.
Well, I guess that is all the 420 that we've got out of us. Oh man, what a show!
Happy 420.
Right, happy 420. You already know what time it is. What it's gonna be.
Still got 8 more hours left of 420.
Finish your homework.
Yeah, I guess we'll end it with that. We'll see you next week for another rousing. We'll see you later on this week for an episode of Fourth and Goal. And we'll see you the week after for another rousing episode of Happenings on the Hill. Bye.